Hello there, mate.
Yo.
Every time, let me tell you something. At my, let me tell you something. Every time when I bring something to the school, like chips, tacos, all that stuff, all my friends gather around me. Just want some of my chips. I tell them no, right? But I tell them no. They said, please, I just want some little. And then every time when I give them a little, they always want more.
Hmm.
And I just hated when they asked for me for stuff. Oh, this bothered me a lot. I just can't.
Where is Dylan? Like, legit.
Yeah, he's the main character. He always makes me laugh. Wait, wait. Yeah. He, I think he's getting out of school right now. Because he has 8 hours of school, and I only have 7.
Oh, well, speaking of that.
There we
Did someone
go.
say my name?
What the?
Yep.
Oh, hell.
Alrighty. So.
What the devil was that?
So, anyways, in
Dang,
today's.
get a crap out of me, lad.
Hey, howdy, hey, everybody.
In today's live stream, we're pretty much gonna watch some Mr. Nightmare videos.
Actually,
Like,
speaking of nightmares, I'll give you nightmares, if you know what I mean.
yeah, don't.
Yes. Yes, we know.
Alrighty. Yo, he's dying.
Yes, we know what you're talking about.
Sorry about that. I can't hear you because my computer. I was just well.
Hello, Elijah.
Yeah.
Elijah. I didn't actually recognize. When I saw your first profile pic, I didn't actually recognize you.
Of course.
Ooh.
She said me.
Can anybody look at my profile picture and see what they look like? See?
Fire.
Look closer.
Oh, hey Bob. Hey Bob.
Oh,
Hey Bob, want to join the stream?
Dalen.
Yeah.
Dalen.
Yeah.
Look close. Look closer at my profile picture.
ooh, this is hard, dude.
Look who has the number 22 on the tender.
You?
And smoking companies. And look at the face. Look at the face. There's no face on the bottom.
I just see a smoke box door.
Already, I found one Mr. Nightmare in particular, which is gonna be cool.
I found a doggy, lad! I found a doggy! A doggy!
For some reason,
Come here, doggy!
give me the creeps.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go. Alright. Hold on. 4 chilling true scary stories by Mr. Nightmare. Alright, let's do this.
Once you've watched one, do you want to hear a nightmare story myself?
Sure.
I'm currently a freshman in college. I came home this past week
How
for
long
a
is it going
funeral,
for?
but let's backtrack a little. My senior year in high school, I was in the library during study hall doing some computer science work on the computer since my laptop at home didn't have JCreator on it. Anyways, this boy who was in my class sat next to me since those 2 computers were the only ones with JCreator. He was a really tall, very pale boy. He had long black hair that covered one of his eyes. He wore an anti-flag tee, ripped jean jacket, and Doc Martens. He never spoke to anyone in class, and I'd never seen him with anyone else. So I took a seat, and he looked up at me like I committed murder.
Hold on, I just want to make sure this. Can you guys hear it?
Yes? I'm
Okay.
scared already.
All clear.
I quickly looked away and started rummaging through my bag as a distraction. As my head was down, I heard him chuckle and then mumble, "Of course." I froze with my head still down towards my bag. I just dismissed it as him talking to his computer, as code can be quite frustrating. I sat back up and quickly typed in my login details. To break the awkwardness, I said, "She assigns too much homework, I can barely keep up." His eyes stayed locked on the computer screen. "You want the answers, don't you?" I laughed and said, "No thanks, I won't learn anything that way." Usually I would have said yes, but I didn't want to see his evil stare again. It was like he was staring into my soul. He laughed again, in that creepy laugh. So creepy that I had to close my eyes and cringe. I opened them and looked over to see him gone. The strange thing was he left his flash drive. I waited about 10 minutes to see if he would come back, but he didn't. Study hall ended at 1, and it was 12:50. I decided I would take it and give it back to him tomorrow in computer science class. I threw it in a little box above my bed. Gotta admit, it was an awesome flash drive. It was a Swiss Army knife with a flash drive in the middle. Here's the crazy part. After that, he never came to school again. He was notorious for being absent, so for the first month no one batted an eye. However, May rolled around and we were all getting ready to graduate. I had completely forgotten about the flash drive until 2 days ago when I came home. I needed one, and I remembered I still had that boy's. I scanned it with my Norton, and it said it was all safe. I was planning to delete all of his stuff so I could put my PowerPoint for business class on it. Naturally, however, I started snooping through his files. The first thing I saw was a folder named Computer Science. I opened it, and all the answers to every assignment was there. I thought, damn, maybe that's why he left it, so I could copy off of him. Maybe because he knew he was never coming back. I went back, and the second folder was music. I kinda had to open that one to see what he listened to. Surprisingly, not what I expected. There were only 3 songs. Running on Empty by Jackson Browne, White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane, and Helter Skelter by the Beatles. I went back again. There was an untitled folder. Inside it was AP Literature. There were a bunch of essays and various junk. There was one called The Best.Doc. I opened it, and it was merely a 10-page document of notebook pages filled entirely with his first and last name, handwritten. I went back again. This is where it gets weird. He had taken pictures of the emergency escape plan posters on the door in every classroom. There was a picture of a lit cigarette on the bathroom floor, and another picture of some coins on the bathroom floor with a yellow post-it note next to it saying, "Chump change" in all caps. Now this is the weird part. There was a picture of me, taken while I was reading a book in class. From the looks of it, it was my English class that he was not in. There was also a document titled, "Rest in Peace 2, ... but it was empty when I opened it. I still have no idea if this was a joke or not. For all I know, he never showed up again because he realized that he lost his hard drive.
Keep it up.
This story happened a few years back to me and a friend who I'll call Allie. We're now both 15, making us 12 when this story occurred. Okay, so me and Allie have been friends since 2nd grade, and we would usually spend all weekends and free time together. We always have been into paranormal and ghost stuff. We had every reason to believe that every house we ever went into was haunted. We would go on ghost hunts like the TV shows with a flip phone to record the sounds. But there will always be one night that stands out to me that still haunts me to this day. It was around midnight, and we were hyper and awake like most kids of our age on the weekends. So we decided to do another ghost hunt in my house. We got the flip phone ready, and we borrowed my dad's touchscreen to actually videotape. This was the first and last time we used that. My basement was not like most, because the house I was living in at the time was very old and therefore very old-fashioned. So down the stairs, there's one main big room that we use for storage, and a little further there was another medium-sized room for the washer and the dryer, and the farthest was a small little cell-type room that we never used, mainly because everyone was too creeped out to go in it. Me and Allie walked down the stairs, turned on the camera and flip phone recorder, and we started asking the usual questions you would see on TV, like, is there anybody here? Give me a sign if you're here, and that type of thing. We finally got tired of it and went back upstairs and into my room to be so excited as we reviewed our first video recording. This was a big step for us because we wanted to be ghost hunters so bad. We were watching and we kind of got disappointed as we didn't find anything in the video or voice recording. Usually we would make something up, like a footstep that wasn't ours, to make us feel less bad, but this time we were so excited about the video we didn't even want to make anything up. We couldn't sleep, so we played a few board games, and then we both agreed to review it again, because maybe we missed something. And oh boy, we did. While reviewing the tape again, we both could just feel this bad energy coming from it. I guess we didn't realize it before because we were too filled with excitement. We went on anyway, and as we paid more attention, we could actually hear footsteps that weren't ours. Then what showed up on the tape, I still see when I close my eyes. It was the most horrifying thing I've ever seen. The camera was on Allie, and behind her was this figure that looked like a distorted, almost human thing with bright white eyes that almost seemed as if they were watching you through the video. At that point we shut it off, and we were both in complete shock. We couldn't tell my father as he was asleep, being so early in the morning. We both decided to just not tell anybody and keep it our secret. Even though we never went into that basement again, we both still talk and sometimes even dream about it. To this day, I don't know if it was our imagination or if there was something with us in that basement, but I'll never go in there again. So this all happened during Halloween in 2014. My name is Max, and I'm from a small town in Findlay, Ohio.
Guys?
I used to go to a high school at County School about 10 minutes from where I lived called Van Buren High School. Van Buren was a nice little village with good people for the most part. The only problem was that there were some evil creeps that could be found if you knew where to look. The biggest hotspot for them to be found was the Van Buren State Park. Everyone knew that the state park had a little infamy to it, as it was known for some rapes and the like. Now, I've been to the park many times with friends and classmates, and nothing bad ever happened to us, so I never thought much of it. I have a lot of good memories of the place, actually, like the many times when my friends and I would bike the trails and set off the works bombs in the woods or go fishing in the lake. However, fast forward to my senior year at Van Buren on the day of Halloween. My friend Ian and I saw the darker side of Van Buren State Park. The summer before my senior year, I enlisted in the Army National Guard, so it was important that I worked out and stayed in shape. So that day, I asked my best friend Ian if he wanted to go run the trails in the park with me after school, and he said he would, as he likes to work out when he can as well. It was probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon when I pulled into one of the parking lots, waiting for Ian to meet me there, when I saw this old silver car with a bald and just disturbing man suspiciously sitting in the lot. Knowing that creeps hang out at the parks, I glanced over to check out what he was doing when I noticed he was staring at me and would not take his eyes off of me. It was a very unsettling stare, one that made him look hungry and me uncomfortable. His eyes were wide open, and I'm pretty sure he had a frown, or maybe a
Oh,
grin.
hey, Jackson.
Oh, hey
We
there,
made
Jack.
eye contact, and he nodded at me as if he were trying to say hello, but would not drop his glare. I nodded back, but broke eye contact since I was pretty uncomfortable. However, I noticed out of the corner of my eye that he was still staring. At this point, I had enough, and I sped out of there and pulled out of the parking lot. But when I looked in my rearview mirror, I saw he was following me. This made me floor my gas pedal, and I sped to my high school parking lot where I lost him. I called Ian and told him that I was at the high school, and that he might have to deal with this creep alone. And then my stomach sank. I got a text from Ian saying here. So I made my way back there, and sure enough, right when I pulled in, I saw Ian's car, and 2 spaces away was the scary bald guy in the silver car, still staring. I nodded to Ian for him to follow me in his car to a different parking lot at the park, and we made our way over there. We were safe, or so we thought, and got out of our cars to walk down the hill to check out the trails before we ran them. I don't really like to run with items in my pockets, so we began to walk back up the hill when we saw that old silver car circling in the lot looking for us. At the angle we were at on the hill, he must not have been able to find us, although we could see him. We waited a few minutes before walking up the hill because we figured the 2 of us, who were athletes, could take on this one guy. As we reached the top of the hill, he was gone. Feeling pretty safe, Ian and I decided to still run the trails, but I made sure to grab a rock to use as a weapon for my own peace of mind, in case we would run into the possible rapist or killer in the woods. I'll never know the man's intentions, but given that place's notoriety and his disturbing look, it couldn't have been good. Nowadays I've graduated Van Buren, and I'm an infantryman in the National Guard while attending Bowling Green State University. Sometimes when I go back home to visit, I like to go for drives at night, and sometimes I like to check the state park just to see what monsters lurk there. I'm always armed with a knife, and I'm in good shape, but it still makes me uneasy. I'm sure one of these days I might encounter something like that again. But I'm not stupid or crazy, because as soon as I do, I'm hightailing it out of there once again. So as for anyone else, make sure that if you go camping or hiking at state parks, that you are somehow armed, no self-defense, and never go alone.
I am here to tell you today that your feelings are valid. Your trauma is valid. Your hurt
Bro just had a crush on him, like legit. That's why he was following him.
Hey guys, did you know I made some updates to my Sodor Left 4 Dead and Sodor Cold Wars AU? Also, could you, Eliza?
I'll be right back.
I did. What? Well, if I still put my sort of Cold War save on my channel, which is not cancelled if you're wondering, I just felt like giving it a rewrite.
Yeah.
James will still be the protagonist. Still be the main protagonist.
Also, I thought your AU was you're gonna have Diesel 10 as the main antagonist. That was your original idea?
Yeah, but I thought to myself, D6-1 doesn't have a claw, so that's why I tried to change it.
Why? Why does he like to betray them? Since he was rude back in 1962.
Okay, you know what? I don't know. Okay, you know what? I don't know. You know what? I don't crappy know.
Anyways, the reason why that guy probably followed him because he probably has a crush on him. Like, no offense. Anyways,
holy.
Let's just go back to this.
In my room next to my bed is a big storage closet. It doesn't have a regular door like you would expect. It's a kind of big square door without a knob that just comes off when you grab it by the edges. So rewind to several years ago when I was 19. I remember the first time it happened. I went to sleep and woke up in the morning to find that the door had been opened and was leaning on the wooden edge of my bed. Now this wasn't the strangest thing ever, as it had happened in the past. After all, there were no hinges or anything holding the door in. I pushed the door back into the wall and got ready for school. The next night, I woke up around 4 in the morning. I could have sworn I had woken up to a noise. I sat up and looked around my room in the dark, and noticed the door was leaning on the edge of my bed again. Now I was concerned that the edges to the hole in the wall were starting to chip away, and the door could no longer fit as tightly as it used to. I left it that way overnight and fixed it in the morning. The following night, I was having trouble sleeping. It had to be at least 2 hours of my rolling around bed trying to fall asleep. That's when I heard a huge thump. And I knew what it was. I could even see it in the dark. The door fell open again. I was so done with this. I mentally decided to just leave it open from now on. That's when I heard the slightest movement of a plastic bag from inside of the closet. My heart literally skipped a beat when I heard this. There was no draft in the room at all. I hesitantly flicked on the light switch and looked into the open closet. My biggest fear came true when I saw someone inside the closet peering at me in my bed. Within maybe...
Dude, imagine seeing that face imagine if you had a crawl space and if you saw that face peering at you. Like, what would you guys do? That, like, legit.
That is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. I'll be like, nope, Idaho, goodbye. Just kidding, though. All right.
I think it'll take a few days to clear that image from my smoke box.
Alright, I finna laugh right
Within maybe
quick.
half a second of my turning on the lights, he tried to hide as if I didn't see him. I couldn't even move. All I could do was scream the word Dad. I screamed so loud it took my dad maybe 10 seconds to make it to my room. I pointed at the closet and he looked inside. Only then did I finally feel safe to get up and stand behind him. My dad crawled all the way in there, and he couldn't find anyone though. He came out and assured me I was just seeing things, and I started to question that myself. Still, I couldn't sleep in that room. I slept on the floor in my parents' room with a blanket. Well, I wouldn't say slept, as before that could even happen, I heard my bedroom door open from down the hall outside, and then someone literally ran down the stairs and out the front door, slamming it behind them. My parents heard it, and it was only then they believed me. We tried to chase whoever it was down, but he was gone. We later found out he was hiding in an empty container inside the closet.
Right, lads. I'm gonna laugh. I'm
Dude.
gonna laugh.
Okay, that was terrifying.
Yeah, it was. Like legit. Like, imagine seeing that face, like peering at you, dude. Whew.
Guys, do you want to hear my laugh?
No.
No, thank you.
It's not as creepy as the other one, but I guess I'll try. Let me just try. Okay, here we go. Okay.
What the heck? Like, legit, that's a W video, like, legit. Alrighty. I'm gonna try to look for another one. That video was, like, legit fun.
Hey, God.
Scary.
Deacon. Can I tell
Yeah.
you something? You know the last one.
Yeah.
Not gonna scare you, but that was actually me.
Bruh.
I'm not
That
lying.
creepy. That creepy. What do you mean that's creepy?
It was a man.
Already.
What's
So
that noise?
So I found another one, which is hold on.
Wait. Can I tell a story?
No, sorry, not today.
Why not? You're too scared?
Yeah, we're too scared.
Yep.
Then why? If you're so scared, I guess you're not brave enough to go to this club.
We would rather just watch Mr. Nightmare videos.
I promise you. I promise you. I'm not gonna scare you. I promise you. I'm not gonna say any horror thing. I'm not gonna say horror thing.
Alrighty. Anyways,
Nickelodeon was kid everything, but that marked one of the darkest chapters. These are 3 predators.
hold on. This is the 3 real horror stories that are creepy as hell.
Yep.
Oh, just like my story.
Not another one of your stories.
Oh, time to tell my story.
I miss you. I'm sorry, Trevor.
I'll never forget the time my sister didn't want to come alone one Friday night when our parents were out. I was 12 and she was 13. We have an average-sized house, but you can hear everything going on in there. For example, you could be on the top floor and hear someone talking down in the den. We were both doing our own things in our rooms upstairs. That's when I heard it. A slight tapping coming from downstairs in the den.
He was so nervous.
I soon realized it sounded like tapping on the back door. I assumed it was Danielle, so I went down to the den. It was too dark outside to see who was out there, so I flipped on the outside light. It wasn't my sister, but a random guy. He looked mid-40s, long black hair, graying a bit, red cheeks, probably 6'1". Being that this was our backyard door and some stranger was standing on the outside of it, I almost ran away. But the guy was staring at me with a kind of unintimidating look, as if he needed help. I slightly pushed the door window screen open so he could talk to me. He told me he needed to use our phone. I asked him why and why he was in our backyard. He disregarded what I had said and pleaded for me to let him in. I told him sorry and asked him to leave before I would call the cops. I tried to slide the door window back up, but he actually blocked it with his arm and began reaching into my house trying to unlock the door. When I cried for my sister, the guy pulled his arm away. I ran upstairs where I met my sister halfway. She took a peek through the den stairway to the back door and saw the guy standing there still. She called our parents. They told us to call the police and to stay upstairs. We both stayed in our rooms for a while. There was no more tapping or anything, so me being my 12-year-old self trying to be brave, I went downstairs to the den. He wasn't standing by the door anymore, but the door window was lower than when I had left it. Then I realized I didn't shut it in the first place. I walked closer to the door and then looked to my left. The door to the office was now open. I could have sworn it was shut earlier.
Oh,
It was too dark to see anything inside, and there was no way I was going in there. I took out my phone, opened the camera, turned on the flash, and pressed the button.
Oh no. No, don't you dare. Oh no.
As the phone took the picture, the flash from the camera provided enough light to see the guy who was standing at the door was now hunched over my office desk, and in the picture his head was turned to be facing me. I didn't know if he was running at me or not, but I felt like he was. I ran upstairs and locked the den door.
What in the name of the great?
Familiar light
What
tapping
in the
began
name of
to
Great Western is
and
that?
I could hear the man on the other side begging me to open it. I tried for my sister again, bluffed to the man, saying the cops were here. After that, he stopped, and I could hear the back door open and shut.
Oh heck.
It may have been stupid to say that, as it ruined any chances of the man getting caught and arrested, but it may have also saved our lives, as the cops did not arrive for another 5 minutes.
Oh, dude.
Toad.
Like imagine that you're home alone with your sibling and stuff, and then when that crap happens, and if you shine a flashlight in there and you saw that figure, woo!
Oh, Jalen.
Yeah?
Remember this profile picture that I saw at the scrapyard?
Put it away, please.
It's your brother, number 15.
17.
Actually,
Flash. What?
look at the number.
Flash. What did you do?
Guys. Dylan, Deacon.
What?
Yeah.
I feel better.
Flash, don't
What do
do
you want?
this.
What
Don't even.
do you
You're just turning us, messing us up. Like, don't do this. We're on the same side.
Yeah, we
Oh,
are.
no, you're not. I'm bigger than you.
No.
And just mute him. All right. Anyways, let's get back to the video.
At least I'll finally shut up.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, shut up, lads.
The story is told under the author's father's point of view. Me and my girlfriend's brother had been talking about hunting, and I decided to take him on a hunting trip. It was his first time going, so I wanted to take him somewhere where I was sure he would get a
Okay,
deer.
I'll shut up.
So I asked my uncle if we could go to his place, and he told me we could stay there for the weekend. I told him that was perfect and that we'd stay. Me and Adam got our stuff together and headed that way. It was a secluded property right smack dab in the middle of nowhere in Braxton County, West Virginia. We got to my uncle's. He had his truck started and told them to hop in. We get in, and I ask him where we're going. He told me to my hunting cabin about 10-15 miles out. When we finally made it to the cabin, it fell below our expectations. 2 rooms, very small. As soon as we unloaded our stuff, he was gone. He told us to have fun and waved goodbye from his truck. Later, when we were getting settled for the night, we realized there were no curtains or lights, just lanterns. We didn't like being so exposed, so we hung clothes over the windows. Not long after, we climbed into bed.
That is creepy.
And within
That
a
is.
few minutes, there was a noise outside, like metal trash cans being banged against one another.
Yeesh.
What the
Hey.
frick was that? But that's creepy.
Adam started to get paranoid until I said,
I don't know
"It's
what was
probably
that
just a bear or
sound.
something. Go back to sleep."
Sounded
I
spooky.
told Adam, "Don't wake me up unless the cabin's on fire." I went back to sleep, at least until Adam started shaking me, saying, "Cliff, wake up, there's someone outside."
There's
No,
no such
go back
thing
to
as a
sleep. There's no.
monster. There's no
I
such
stopped
thing
because
as
on the
monster.
outside wall, besides Adam's bed,
Who's
a
there?
noise, almost like someone or something was raking its claws or nails all the way down the side of the cabin and stopped at the far window.
Oh heck no.
That's
Oh,
me.
hell no.
That's me. That's me.
The noise was followed by tapping on the window.
Oh,
Neither
yeah.
of us wanted to move the clothes to see what it was. I told Adam to load his gun, as I did myself. We stayed up all night and left in the morning. We questioned my uncle if he was playing a trick on us. He didn't have a clue what we were talking about. The
Yo.
author says his dad went back to that cabin. The picture attached was taken by his uncle before he left them, and you could see the
Hold
cabin
on,
in the back.
guys. I'm gonna go to the door. I'm going to the door. I'll be right back.
Oh, for fuck.
Brace yourself.
Tell me what's on this. But I can tell you this. I definitely made only one change to Nappert Station.
Yo, Deacon, I'm gonna go to the door.
I was
I'm gonna go
19
to the
years
door.
old.
So that the switch used to be over here.
Door.
Buffers
Yes,
used
I
to be
do.
those ruffians, but I swapped that
Okay.
all
At the
around.
time, working at a sketchy motel. The motel was pretty run down, and the majority of people who stayed there were locals that were just doing things they weren't supposed to be doing. Let's just say the
Like
cops
drugs?
came by multiple times a week. I worked as both a front desk person, checking in these creeps all hours of the night, and as a housekeeper who got to clean up their nasty, vomit-smelling rooms afterwards.
You know that voice sounds
One
like
afternoon,
Bad
I was
Rider
working as a
Alumni's
housekeeper in the second building of the motel on the backside furthest from the office.
Wait, Jackson, what did you say?
Do you know that narrator sounds like Bad Rider Alumni?
Does it?
Do you guys want to hear one of my stories?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, here we go. Put it on full screen for me, please.
Okay, we're gonna hold on. For frick's sake. Solo layout. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, come on. How do you get to tell his story but not me? Okay, that's not fair.
Now,
well,
here we go. Many years ago, in 1921, an engine had just arrived on the island of Sodor to help with the express work. The engine was a GNR A1 prototype, one of the 1920 1920 prototypes more specifically. They look something like this. The engine arrived on Sodor alongside another engine that looks like this.
Bruh.
No one knows what this engine's basis is, but there are some theories as what it mostly resembles. One of those four. The engine, the big green engine was very rude and aggressive. I don't know what his name was. He was only known as number 3. He wants to be the number 3 of the Northwestern Railway. Before Henry arrived. He was like 98462 in a way. Don't even think about it. This engine was very rude and aggressive towards the other engines.
Excuse me. Does he have a name?
No.
No. I know the name.
Your mom? No, I'm kidding. No.
This engine had a look of evil on his face.
You know the name. I know the name.
And his eyes were always full of anger. As time went on, the engine's behavior began to get worse. Not even other bad loan engines could get along with him. As time went on, the big green engine's behavior began to get worse. Because of this, the other engines usually just ignore him. The only engine he would talk to was the blue engine who he came with. Like the green, like number 3, he also doesn't have a name, only a number 4. The story takes place in 1923, just after Gordon arrived. As time went on, number 3's behavior began to get worse, and eventually it got to the point where he would not really start to and it eventually got to the point. Excuse me for a sec. It's not done.
Damon, let me tell you something.
It soon got to the point where the engine would start abusing the coaches, the trucks, and the other engines.
Even if I can't name her here, you have to wonder who is she?
And he would always lash out at.
She's shown any signs of being.
And he would always lash out at. And he would always lash out at anyone who he came across, even the toughest of engines. He would give very dreadful and horrific threats, and he would say that they would all burn in hell one day.
No, not gonna lie,
No engine would stand up to him. It finally came to a head one day in the summer of 1923.
The comments about what happened are usually pretty angry. No pun intended. People wanted to wait
He took out his anger on Thomas and Timothy one morning.
Oh no! Don't kill my brother.
All because they didn't shut his coaches.
Same justice we're clamoring for.
He just my
Oi, oi,
brother.
oi, oi! Oi, you silver twit! You silver twit! Shut my coaches! Yeah, I don't take orders from a big Greek hippopotamus like you.
Oh, Rose.
That's racist.
Happened would be pretty clear to everyone. Most
Who is?
days after the siblings were found, and after all that loud speculation,
Timothy just
Who?
called
he
called Thomas and Timothy twits.
all along. She finally came clean, and she said she committed that awful attack. And why? Apparently due to her jealousy and
Anyways, let's just
That I said it.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Just continue on with the story.
Okay. Number 3 was about to retort, but by smashing Timothy into the bucket. When, and just what do you think you're doing? Bellowed a voice. It was Edward in the store that was alongside number 3. With the Tom hat stepping out of his cab.
That's
Who said that that's a Tom hat? Who do you think you are abusing my engine? He bellowed. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are not demoting me to slow goods work? Like you fat bastard.
don't say the B word.
Emotional damage.
I did it because this silly tank engine didn't show my coaches. For God's sake, number 3, I'm sorry. Yeah, can you blame him? Yeah, can you blame him? Yes, I can, you blue puffball.
Dude.
So shut up and get my coaches for me. Or else I'll smash you in the bunker so hard that they'll come flying right off your. All right, that's enough. Tom hat bellowed. I've given you so many chances to change, and yet you didn't change at all. I've had enough, and I'll decide, and I'll talk to you later. Yes, so what are you gonna do? Send me away? No, said Tomhat.
Even worse.
Meet me at the scrapyard later.
Oh, oh, oh no! Get wrecked.
Number 3. He stared at Thomas, and Timothy, and Edward. They just said nothing. They glared at him. They glared at him as he left. Gordon was there too. He had heard everything. Soon the big blue giant left with the big blue engine left with the express.
Yeah, you better leave.
He was also mad at number 3. Before I continue, I just want to say something.
What?
I just want to say something before I continue.
Okay.
The story takes place while Henry is still bricked up in his tunnel.
I like to look at this is whenever when the characters are written in the story. To me, it doesn't work in
that's Winston the Red Engine and trying to push Henry out.
But nope, it can't work.
It literally writes him like he's a child, and when
the reason why Henry did bricked up in his tunnel was because
he didn't want to get
another engine. Brandon told and lied to him about the rain.
Oh, dang.
No, Brandon's basically Maya Cannon for spiteful gestures, 98462.
This is the Percy I
Why else think I gave him a
like
98462 tender?
Not this wimpy, pathetic
I
baby.
did it to make him stand out from 87546,
Voices.
and to make him not look like a direct copy of him.
Nice.
The white fans prefer Angelus's voice.
Wait, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
Oh wow.
Ooh. Ugh.
It may take a while for me to find it in the photo to find it. Before you ask if the story's done, no. If you were going to ask that is. Sorry if it's taking so long.
I know. Ooh.
Too busy. Why? I do believe there's nothing special to paint on this island at all.
Ooh.
And so number 3 stayed in the shed all day, wondering what his punishment could be. Then, that evening, number 3 arrived at the scrapyards. Winston just shunted him in. And then he left collecting.
Hey, Doc, what are you doing?
Sorry, something happened. Red Max just shunted him in.
Hello, Doc.
Oh, what do you want?
Well, hello, Doc. Well, hello.
Why the hell am I here in a stupid scrapyard? Number 3 complained. And then somehow walked up. You've been causing nothing but trouble to my engines ever since you got here, number 3. I literally can't take any more of it. So what are you gonna do? Well, Thomas, Edward, Colin, Lily, Adam, stay outside. I'll show number 3 just what happens when he makes a good man angry. Number 3. Oh my god! The scrapyard doors closed.
Oh
Number 3 step.
Oh my god! Where are those red stuff?
It's his veins in his eyes.
As number 3 stared as what somehow was holding. The sound of hot metal and screaming filled the scrapyards.
Oh.
As a horrible noise was heard inside. Soon, Thomas went out to try to go up and see what happened. But Edward told him, "No, Thomas, stay back."
Oops, Scarloy, Renee. No.
Soon the noise died down.
This guy's all being less stupid.
And Thomas soon sent up to get number 3 out the scrapyards. When he came out, Edward, Colin, and Lily, was shocked by what awaited them.
And here he is.
He was shocked by what awaited them. There was shocked by what awaited them. I actually started to get nervous about the time.
If you're not scared, duck away from the dogs and then blow the fire alarm when no one's looking.
It's not done yet.
Maybe just a few more parts, or
Maybe, I don't know.
But yeah, we're pretty much like taking turns watching Mr. Nightmare vids and telling stories. Like, this is amazing.
Thanks, I think.
Is the story over yet?
Mm-mm.
No, it's not.
Okay, let's just continue with it.
No, wait, it's not done yet.
What?
I don't know when the budget will be done.
Oh. You didn't really said the F word, but you said fudge. Sounds like in the Railway series books.
When Thomas was emerged from the scrapyard, Edward, Lily, and Colin were shocked by what they saw.
Where's Adam?
He's away on the Brendan branch line. Also, Maya Cannon, Colin doesn't get scrapped up to 1934, and instead still stays on the NWR.
Also,
and he was given the NWR number 17.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Will you do the designs for the engines in your head cannon?
I might. I don't know.
Of what they look like?
I think I will. I don't know. Anyway, when Tom had soon arrived, and Thomas was pulling number 3 out, or what was left of him, that is. There was blood all over number 3's boiler and cap. And there was a lot of blood on his face. Or where his face should be more like. Well, what do I mean by that? Here's what I mean.
Yeah. Let's get you signed in, because school starts tomorrow.
Oh no.
Hey, Percy. Why are you home from the very first day of school?
Thomas' face was pale with shock, sadness.
Bro, seriously, Jackson, are you literally watching Bad Rider Alumni? Classic.
Edward told the other engines about what had happened. Needless to say, they were shocked when he was finished. Well, they had a feeling. While they were talking, they had a feeling that something or someone was watching them. But they told Timothy and Winston and told the other engines about what they'd seen. And that's Dane, or 1020 my cannon. And if you wonder why Emily and Molly are doing it here, well, Emily used to be one of the Solder and Mainland engines, and for Molly, well,
Emily was
she arrived on Solder in 1921. She would eventually return back to the LNER, and she would eventually return back to the LNER in 1931, and eventually returned many years later in 1970.
Excuse me, Dylan. Can you show me what Emily and Molly's Wellsworth and Sudbury engine designs look like?
What do you mean by that?
I just looked at it and then you turned it back. Oh, of course. I thought they were supposed to be, but no. Oh, I see. Anyways, were they supposed to be
one of the former Solder and Mainland engines?
Solder and Mainland?
The incident left a deep scar in the railway indeed. Number three's remains was number three's remains was number three's remains was were taken into the smelting pit and scrapped and scrapped on the spot. As time went on, life started to return to normal. That's meant to be Afton.
Afton? Oh. Also, does he work on Stepney's branch line in your headcanon?
No. Well, no, he works on the main line. I
thought you said he escaped the evil coast. I thought he escaped the wandering coach and helped Stepney on your branch line, just like in your old sort of Fallout AUs.
I changed it.
Why?
Afton sometimes works on the main line. His headcanon was basically inspired by Alexander Mizra's headcanon.
Oh.
Now, as I was saying, life started to return to normal on the NWR a few months later, and it seemed as if nothing happened. However, a year after number three's scrapping, people reported sightings of a mysterious green engine roaming the rails.
Oh no, sir. This is a classroom 230.
At first, they think it's Henry. But they see otherwise when the engine looks longer. The engine looks longer than Henry. The engine actually looks longer than Henry. From this, it actually looks slightly longer than Henry, and the letters LNER on the tender. It has been said that it is the ghost of number three. In search for another victim to kill and get his revenge on.
Oh heck no! Oh.
Can you see?
I can actually see I see his tiny pupils.
His headcanon was inspired by 87546 from Stepney the Tank Engine's Matthias' headcanon.
Nice.
Oh. Good.
And if you so I'll be quick to warn you. Would you do your thing? Thank you. That when you see a flash of green racing down the main line, you will know that it is the ghost of number three. Trying to get his revenge, wanting to get his revenge on the other engines, and looking for another victim to scare. And if you aren't careful, maybe it could be you.
Dude, that's creepy. Them red eyes. Oh, heck no, that's giving me chills. Like Whitby. No. Alrighty. So, let's continue watching Mr. Nightmare. And after this, we might watch one more. But this time, it's like an actual, con footage one. But, yeah.
What's wrong, Dylan?
Nothing.
Why are you making a face like that?
I don't know.
Anyways.
Afternoon, I was working as a housekeeper in the second building of the motel on the backside furthest from the office. I hated working over there because it not only had the most worn down rooms, but it was always pretty vacant over there and way too quiet for comfort. I began cleaning one of my last rooms and wanted to get done in a hurry because it was getting late. I was washing the mirror in the room that I was cleaning when all of a sudden I saw a man in the reflection staring at me. He was mid-50s, dirty, with long, greasy hair. Startled, I screamed, "Oh my God." I told him he scared me. The room I was currently cleaning was vacant, so there was no reason why this man should have been in there watching me clean. However, we just had a meeting on customer satisfaction, and my boss was really pressuring us to be more polite and help the guests any way we could. Sir? I asked him cautiously. Can I get you anything? Towels? The man just stared back at me with a crooked grin and held out his hands to me. I thought maybe he was handing me a tip for cleaning his room earlier, but when I looked down, I saw he was holding a $100 bill. Alarms started going off in my head. No one tips $100 on a $40 a night room. The man just smiled and said his name was Terry. He said he was staying in the room next door with his wife Sherry and sort of joked about their names rhyming. He smelled like car oil and alcohol.
Ew.
When I asked him why he was trying to hand me $100, he laughed deep in his throat and said, "Me and my wife were watching you, and we just wanted to have fun with you."
Oh, heck no.
I felt like my heart jumped into my throat. No, I can't do that, sir. I'm sorry. I wanted to run out of the room screaming, but he was blocking the door, my only exit. The man smiled again, taking on a softer tone of voice, and invited me to come into his room to meet his wife, just to talk as friends.
I think he exploded.
I nervously told him no again, and that I had a lot of work to do for the day.
Also,
I prayed to God he would just go away, and eventually he did. He grunted and walked off in what I assumed to be the direction of his room.
Battery died.
My mind began racing. There is no wife, I thought. This man could try and kidnap me. I was 110 pounds at the time and not very strong. He could easily overpower me. I locked the room from the inside and went directly to the phone to call my manager at the front desk, but the phone wasn't working. Adrenaline began pumping through my veins, and despite what I was always told not to do, I was panicking. Did he cut the line? No, I thought. This is a crappy motel. It happens all the time. But I just have to get out. I remembered that I had my cell phone out on my housekeeping card, but that was outside the locked door. I'd have to open the door to get it. I cautiously opened the door to the room that I was cleaning and peered out. I didn't see anyone, so I frantically began searching my cart for my cell phone. I was wasting too much time looking for it, so I just decided to run as fast as I could and make a break for the front desk in the office. Then from behind me, I heard the man again, but this time he was screaming to someone else, "She's running, she's getting away."
Oh, heck no.
I could hear his shoes slamming against the pavement after me. I quickly turned the corner, grabbed my key card, and let myself into a stockroom and locked the door. Within moments, I heard the sound of the dirty guy and someone else running outside, searching for me. I stayed in that stockroom for 30 minutes shaking until I could no longer hear him searching for me. I finally got the courage to run the rest of the way to the front desk. When I made it there, I collapsed into my boss's arms and he called the police. The man and whoever else was in the room with him peeled out before the cops could arrive, and I was beyond shaken up. According to the police who ran a search, this wasn't the first time he had done something like this, and he was actually wanted for sexual assault, gross sexual imposition, and in the past was once charged with rape.
The hell?
Holy.
A few weeks later, on what happened to be my birthday, this guy was caught. A few weeks after that, I quit.
What's that?
I will never again work at another motel.
I don't know.
What was that? Jackson, what was that?
That was all right.
Thanks for watching.
All right. I'm gonna look for one more, which is gonna be a good one, hopefully.
Do you guys want to hear a story myself? Want to hear another story?
I'm not sure.
Hey, Deacon.
Yeah.
Can I tell a story in the LBSC when I was in
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Since this title of this live stream is reacting to Mr. Nightmare videos and telling stories, so Yeah, we're pretty much like taking turns. So, all right, go
You guys
ahead.
want to hear another one of the stories?
After mine.
All right.
I mean, it was the year of 1962, and when I was in this yard chunking. There was a red. That's not Carlo. Yeah. I'm not other friend to this.
You don't know who you talking about?
I am.
You go to school with you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Be careful who you talking to. You don't know.
I know they friendly, I guess. Anyways, okay, so it was the year of 1962, and the LBSCR, which is I was in the shed. I was in the shed sleeping, and then I heard two voices, which is sounds a little weird. So I looked. So I got my fire started, went out the sheds, and I saw a red E2 class and a light blue E2, which
What were
is
their
I didn't know the
names?
name. I did not know the name at the time. So I went ahead and asked them. I said, "Hello there, my name is Flash. What's yours?" One of them said their names were Deacon and Jackson, with other E2s along with them. The
Deacon and
other
Jackson. Those names actually sound familiar.
the,
Wink, wink.
though the other E2s were behind them were named Bam, known as Flying Star, Thomas, Timothy, Richard, Daniel, Logan, and Brian and Bob. They were very nice E2s at the time. But I was the most rudest E2 they ever heard in their whole life. I usually pick on my siblings. The the most rude angel was me. So I pick on Deacon and Jackson most of the time because they were lazy at the time. And I told them, "Hey, you, fetch me coaches." Jackson looked at me and told me no. I
I
raced
actually
back.
knew another E2 like you.
What's his name?
Well, this E2 is owned by Portalo Entertainment. I think that's how you say it.
Oh, well, anyways, back to the story.
The
Jackson
E2
told
you
me
remind me of
to
is
no.
actually like this E2.
Oh, him.
Wasn't happy or
Oh,
nice. He was an agent right mood.
him. The
He
name
was
is
three.
here.
He had no name, just a number.
Anyways, Jack told me. So I raced backwards, hit the point while on the same line as Jackson. I pushed him back hard down to the turntable. He derailed to the turntable, and he was badly bruised and damaged. Deacon was so surprised with what I had done, and he had scolded me. He said, "Black, how could you? How could you do that to our other siblings like us? You know better." He said. I just glared at him, saying not another word. I raced away and took the cutlass away, as Jackson and Deacon just watched me puffed away. It was the year of 1964. It was the year of 1964. An L and YR class 28. He was dark black and had no name. The controller named him Damon. And Damon was kinda cocky at the time, but he started to be nice. When I first saw Dalen, we had a little connection of friends. I puffed up next to Dalen and I said, "Hello, you must be Dalen, the new engine." Dalen was kinda shy at the time. He didn't speak it that much. He said, "Hello, I'm Dalen. What's your name?" I told him my name is Flash. "Nice to meet you, Dalen." Dalen did not say anything else. He just looked at me weird. I looked at him back and glared at him coldly. "You're class 28, aren't you?" I
Yes.
said. But, well, scrap your tender. I said.
Oh.
I puffed away, still glaring at you. I didn't take my eyes off. Jackson was shocked what had I heard. What I had heard that said. The next day, I puffed back to the shed and I was next to Dalen and I still glaring at him. "What are you looking
What?
at?" I said. "What are you looking at?"
Nothing.
Then I snapped. It was the horrible word what I had said to Dalen. "Well, your class 28 should be describing the scrappy pet you heard in the scrappy pits. Your tender and never return to keep an eye on you. Heard me?
I'll have.
This statistical model."
Ugh. I'll have you know that the class 28. The us LMY class 28 could.
Oh, shut it!
The us class
Oh,
28
shut it!
outshine you
All you
A1s in
siblings are
quality,
passed away.
quantity, and style.
Guess what? Scrap your tender. I'll make you
Why didn't you
done.
scrap your tender
I'll
yourself?
make you blind for you
Why don't you scrap your tender yourself, Flashy?
don't jaw me flashy or I'll make you that you melt or I'll rip your face off, you stupid class 28. If first of all, I don't even have a tender. I'm
Oh,
ET Python for me.
why you?
One of a kind.
I'll have 5 members of. I'll have the. I'll have.
Wow.
Where'd he go?
I think he left. Anyways, guys, do you know I made some changes to my Solar Left 4 Dead AU? Well,
Okay,
take a
let's
look.
see it. Who's the main antagonist?
Maximum effort. Nice.
No, Dennis is the main antagonist. He plays Boko, the zombie.
Oh, dang.
Well, look
Well,
who still not finished, by the way.
Dennis takes Boko, the zombie's role.
Anyway, Anyways, guys, sorry that I left because something had written wrong with my phone because it says there's no internet I did, so I just came. Anyways, let me finish my story. Not too long. It's not that long. The next day, I looked back to the stairs and I saw Damon was not there. I looked over to Deacon, to my little brother. Hey, little brother Deacon, have you seen Damon anywhere?
No, not at all.
What about you, Jackson?
About what?
What you
Where
what you to give?
is
Have you seen Dennis and my Sword of Fallout? AU?
Well, yeah. But
Oh,
also, why did you choose Billy as Oliver and Dennis as Duck? Dennis and Billy are never friends before.
As I said, I'll show you. As I said, I'll just show you.
Why
yeah.
can't I have the? Wait, Dennis and Billy are best friends in your headcanon?
Not exactly.
Well, sometimes they
They
interact.
probably they just might not get along.
Well, do you know I made if Sodor Fallout took place during the Great Discovery?
No, I didn't know that.
Not even not even close. As I said, here, I'll show you.
Also,
speaking of Sword or Fallout, pretty much, pretty much for my Sword of Fallout AU, I might,
also,
I might, I might take a little break on it since the Blue Chain with Friends, the whole, the whole thing hasn't been like really updated like yet, but
It's falling apart. Literally.
what are you talking about? It's falling apart.
Blue Train for Friends never had an update for so long.
How
That's
long has it
because
been?
Dapper saved the game.
I've been sitting on my tender for days. Wait, I've been sitting on my backside for days waiting for an update.
And also, I made if Sodor Fallout took place during the Great Discovery.
like
I've been waiting for Tornado to arrive. I've been waiting for Tornado to arrive to Blue Train with Friends, which
I've been waiting for Connor, Caitlin, Nia, and Spencer to come to exploring Sodor.
you can actually go to the
One
old
time I
one.
think,
Spencer.
I've been waiting for Flynn in Blue Train with Friends, even the rest of the maps and stations and all that.
Also, here's the plot
one
for
time I
if
got into
Sodor
an
Fallout
argument with
took
Nia.
place during the Great Discovery.
Once I got into an argument with Nia. She's not the nice engine that you know. She's
Also,
basically like Emily in the hit era. Also,
Hey,
Deacon,
hey
here's
guys,
an edit I made for you, for your Sword of Fallout AU.
hey guys,
Nice. And
have you seen the True Story of Flash trailer on my channel?
and wait, there's
And here's Neville in my Sword of Fallout AU.
nice. Also,
and Deacon,
yeah.
why did you choose With as Duck and Neville as Oliver? Like,
I was about to ask that. Well, no, I was about to answer that. So the reason why I had Neville and Neville as Oliver and Whiff as Duck, and not Molly as Duck is because since in my head canon, I've been seeing a lot of vids from Rama Fool and some others with the both Whiff and Neville together, and not gonna lie, they actually look good friends, like legit.
also,
So I decided to,
Here's another
and
edit for your Sword of Fallout AU, Deacon.
nice, thanks.
also, for your for my opinion, I think Scruff fits Oliver's role better than Neville, since Whiff and Scruff are best friends.
Well, in my head canon, Scruff is not my favorite, so yeah. And he pretty much
Do
just.
you know my canon? Do you want to know Whiff and Scruff in my canon?
And,
yeah.
Well,
Whiff arrives in 1971.
Which is
Whiff arrives in 1972.
between.
And Scruff arrives in 1976.
Huh.
Wait, during season 14?
Yep.
Wait, wow. Which I call it an otherwise awful season.
And anyway, so
Guys,
then, yeah, Flash.
I have an announcement.
All right, what is it?
So, I'm making a movie which is called The True Story of Flash. The voices are gonna be in my movie are Deacon, Bob, Ryan, Jackson, Elijah, Dalen, and Dalen, you have the most important part.
Also, I'm gonna give enthusiasm I given.
And
how would you like? How would you like to voice the controller on my railroad?
I would do like this.
Is he a greedy guy or is he a greedy guy or a caring guy?
It doesn't really matter. You can choose. Anyways, Dalen, how would you like to voice my controller on my railroad?
Sure. I think.
All right.
Also,
I'm gonna give you I'm gonna be the best I can give you best enthusiasm.
Anyway. So yeah, pretty much in my sort of Fallout AU, pretty much. Well, actually, no. In my headcanon of Thomas and Friends, pretty much Neville and Whiff are both friends, and Neville pretty much both Neville and Molly are together. So
Excuse me, Dylan.
I ship Molly and Neville too.
Also, excuse me, I only see Molly and Neville as best friends.
You can put that too. So yeah.
Also, hey Dylan. Do you remember you put Whiff as Spencer in your Sodor Mist AU? Like, the mist can't get into his eyes since he was wearing glasses.
Well, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And
all right.
And I don't know if you guys are wondering this also. Why is Harvey as Diesel 10? Well, pretty much Diesel 10 wasn't available at the time, so they decided to use Harvey instead.
Like, similar to. You can take some inspiration from Dylan's old Sodor Fallout AU where Mavis was Oliver and Harvey was Diesel 10.
Yeah, since both Harvey and Diesel 10 pretty much had the same thing, but Harvey has a crane and Diesel 10 has a claw, so yeah. And besides, Diesel 10 is my favorite, so that's why
he's your favorite villain?
Yeah, but in my sort of Fallout AU, he actually helps out Murdoch, Arthur, Emily, and Flying Scotsman to defeat the Beast.
Does Diesel 10 play himself, but he escapes?
Well, yeah, he actually does escape. And also, for Diesel, he actually goes back to Sodor to team up with both Murdoch, Arthur, Emily, Diesel 10, and Flying Scotsman.
Similar to Sodor Cold Wars, where Diesel and Sir Top Hat return to Sodor to find survivors.
Yeah, it's true.
Deacon, did you know I actually put Rosie as Diesel from your Sodor Fallout AU? I think.
Huh?
Hang on, let me check.
Yeah, similar.
Nope, wait. Rosie plays Arthur.
Also,
So
hey
pretty much,
Dylan,
so pretty much, yeah. Like that's how it pretty much happens. So yeah.
also Dylan,
Yeah.
here's one fact. Like, I know you ship Emily with James, but why does Molly have to be Percy and James to be Thomas? You never shipped them.
Well, do you ship James with them? Do you ship James with anyone?
I shipped
Hey,
James.
Deacon,
Yeah.
would you mind sharing your screen and go to my channel, and then you can see of the true story of Flash trailer, so you can show
Like, why did you
the.
choose James as Thomas and Molly as
Wait.
Percy? You
Wait.
never
What?
shipped them.
Wait. What? Flash?
Okay,
I was actually inspired by Everything Productions 2004's If Solar Fallout took place during the. I was actually.
hold on, you. Can I talk to Deacon for a quick second?
Also, Dylan,
Yeah.
I think you should change Emily to Thomas and James to Murdoch.
God, YouTube, can you be quiet for a second?
Well,
I'm gonna talk to Deacon for like for a 6 seconds, right?
well, I already I'm already making Emily the main antagonist in
Alright.
in another AU.
Anyway.
Alright,
Dylan,
So,
okay.
Flash, what is it?
So would you mind going? Would you mind sharing
did
your
you know
screen?
you put Flora and Hank and Rosie and Dennis's
Okay,
roles in your
okay,
So Promiscuous You?
Jackson, shut the up. Thank.
Here's where I got the inspiration from
Okay, just
my
relax.
Solar Mist AU.
Anyways, so Deacon, would you mind going on to my channel and can you share the boys? Can you see my the true story of my Taylor? Is that okay?
Hold on.
I'm not sure.
Watched the surveillance footage of the Freeman High School shooting with determination, tears streaming
Hold
down
on.
her face. She had lost her son in the worst way possible.
And by the way, Deacon, you can voice my driver if you want to, because since you have a great voice.
Thanks.
You
I'll certainly do that. I'll certainly do that.
Anyway, Jackson, you can voice yourself since you have a great voice of yourself. By the way,
Of course,
I
can give myself enthusiastic.
I believe that.
Maybe your girlfriend should tell you that you actually have a great voice, Jackson.
Watch
if you
this.
have one, that is.
Come on. Watch this. I'm a really useful engine.
Anyways,
hurry up.
So yeah, pretty much in my sort of Fallout AU, after the blast occurs, since Diesel and Diesel 10 decide they both pretty much decide to help, but their steamy friends or whatever. So yeah.
I may take some inspiration from your Solar Fallout AU.
Nice. And also there's gonna be like a change in the beginning of the end, like the final part of the beginning of the end, which is with that part with Splatter like killing the beast. This time, well, actually, no, not Splatter. Dodge. This time, Dodge actually doesn't survive. This time he actually sacrifices himself and joins Splatter. But when Lady comes bring everybody back, Dodge also returns. So yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Also, does Splatter and Dodge take the roles of Donald and Douglas in URU?
Yeah, they
Alright.
do.
Okay.
Did you know that's where I got the inspiration of Paxton and Sydney being in Donald and Douglas in my sort of Fallout AU?
Yeah, true. And also another thing, basically that part where after the next part of my sort of Fallout AU, which is after it's the part after Billy's sorrowful suicide and the next part with Daisy and Mavis. This part will pretty much
And
like
Deacon,
yeah.
I think we should. Do you know you put Billy as Toby and Charlie as Henrietta?
Yeah.
You can make Charlie a mix of Henrietta and Douglas. He avenges Billy.
Well, he kind of does because after he found out about what happened to um after he found out what happened to Billy, he pretty much joins his friends to defeat the beast. So
Also, here's a scene of your sort of Fallout AU, Deacon.
oh, nice. So anyways, in the next part, basically pretty much after when before all the engines leave, they actually hear a horn and whistle. So and that is any other than that's any other than Dodge and Douglas, and pretty much I don't know what happened to Douglas. And another eight well from if Thomas wasn't mutated. So basically, pretty much that's
I made
their
a video. I made a video about what could have happened to Donald in if sort of Fallout if Thomas wasn't mutated. It's by
nice.
Total Fallout Studios.
Yeah, nice. And pretty much for Douglas, he he finds Dodge, and they both look for their twin brothers. But then when they all go to Wellsworth, they find Boko, Bill, Ben, James, and Donald, and yeah, pretty much both Donald and Douglas reunite. But yeah,
Here's Derek in my sort of Fallout AU.
nice.
Did Derek get his jaw ripped off by Billy?
Well,
So
I don't really know.
So, anyways, so then pretty much there's actually for Bill and Ben, there's actually an inspiration of of what happened to them. Basically, pretty much for both of them, they were at the docks when the blast occurred. Somehow they were able to survive and not get mutated. But then that's where they that's
It goes
where
down to hell.
we anyways basically pretty much after Boko comes home and stuff, and after the death of D261 and Fergus, which are Bill and Ben, and after Splatter's boiler explodes or dome, whatever, pretty much
In my canon, in my AU, Fergus and Timothy from the China Clay Pits play Bill and Ben.
yeah. So speaking of that, I was
It was actually
thinking.
inspired by your sort of Fallout AU, Jackson.
I was thinking of adding and like some more characters to play as Bill and Ben instead of D261 and Fergus, but after I looked, I was like, so I decided to stick with D261 and Fergus. So yeah.
they went and Deacon. Remember that I had said those horrid and horrible, disgraceful things to us, to you guys. Uh, I'm actually absolutely sorry that I had said since Jackson over here did not hear what I said. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell Jackson what I have said about
All right.
5 days.
Guys,
What?
I've got to go now. I've got to go now and collect my next and collect that passenger train.
All right. I might as well go too. I'm bored now.
Me too.
All right.
Yeah, me too. Thanks.
Well, see you guys. Have a good day.
Oh,
Ta-ta for now.
see ya, bros.
See ya.
See ya.